Now executing it over here on the screen, you can see that it has a different picture within the screen, as you can see. But now over here the company code is different, because of which this particular company code has got number of transactions, and as a result of which you can find a quite healthy amount of balances in the ledger account as well. So there are land, there is building, there is a balance carry forward as well from the last fiscal year, there is a balance from previous period as well. Then in the current period, if you go down, there is no transaction as of now, but if you go down you will find transaction in some of them as well, on the debit side, on the credit side. And then it gives you the accumulated balance, which is the net of the balance carry forward plus the previous period plus the debit and the credit and all. So this is your trial balance, how you can execute this trial balances for the business requirement. So this is your one of those reports which is used on a very common basis on a day-to-day requirements, that is F.08 for account balances. Moving on to the next is F.01, that is balance sheet. So another important which is needed at a quarter end or a month end as well. So if you want your balance sheets to be looked at every period end, you can have that with F.01. So for that you can execute this report. Double click onto the transaction F.01 and you can see this is your financial statement. So right now for our own company code 1200, there is no transactions in them, so I will be executing it for a different company again. I will be taking up the fiscal year variant over here, because without creating a fiscal year variant you cannot have your financial statement. Fiscal year version basically refers to the layout in which your financial statements has to be reflected. So which ledger has to be taken up in which part, whether it will be a part of asset or a liability. Within the asset it will be a part of fixed asset, or it will be a current asset or other current assets, what. So those layout has to be designed, and that layout is designed in the financial statement version, which we will be going through in the coming training sessions ahead. So we need to select the financial statement version, then you need to select the reporting year, and then the period, and then the comparison period, and then the periods again, comparison periods. Now moving down, you need to select the ALV tree control, and then you can select this as a structured balance list. So once we have taken up this, now we can go. So this is what you need to take as of for the financial statement. You need to select the company code, then the financial statement version, the reporting year, period, comparison year, then the comparison period. Moving down, you need to select the ALV tree control and the as a structured balance sheet. So structured basically means the structure which has been defined in the financial statement version. So now moving up, we can execute this. So once we execute, we can see the screen over here with few of the messages. So we don't need to do anything for this, we just need to click onto the enter on the screen on the keypad. So once you enter, it will take you to the next screen. So now you can see on the screen that this is your balance sheet, or you can say your financial statement, where there is a liability, there is an asset. So it has been divided into two parts. One is the balance sheet, another is the statement of profit and loss. Within the balance sheet, it has got equity and liability and assets. Within the statement of profit and loss, you have got revenues, expenses, and then tax expenses. So if you go further expanding these, you will find further details within it. Within equity and liability, there is shareholder fund, non-current liabilities, and then current liabilities. Within assets, you will find non-current assets and current assets. Similarly, if you expand your shareholder funds, you will find, say, capital, reserves, and surplus. Within share capital, you will find the GL over here, that is equity share capital. There is no preference share capital as of in it. And if you expend the reserve and surplus, you will find there is a further reserve and surplus head, and within the reserve and surplus head there is the GL account, that is retained earning account. So this is how your financial statement has been mapped. So how these are coming up within the this particular GL has been mapped to share capital, then the another GL 200120 has been mapped to reserve and surplus. Similarly, if you go for the current liabilities, there are different heads, and in which the GL accounts have been mapped. So these all mapping is done with the financial statement version, which we'll be covering up in the coming training sessions ahead. And just to give you an overview how this financial statement can be executed. So this financial statement will be checking up over there as well once we will be in that particular training session part. Now moving on to the further reports, if you go to the information system new, expanding it, you will find further more reports within it. Like within the account balances, there are a number of different. So you can see now there are certain general reports, and there are many of them are country to country specific reports as well, as per their own accounting principles and their own laws, rules which have to be followed as per their legalities. So moving up to the general reports which is needed to be looked, there is GL account balance. So if you want to have the GL account balance, you can go to this. This is a new means a new report developed provided by SAP. So if you want to see the new report, that is S_PL0_86000030, you can double click on it, and once you double click, it will take you, or it will redirect you to the report. So you can see over here. So this new report gives you multiple options. You need to select the currency type, that is the company code currency. Then you can select the company code. Suppose I am taking up is 1000. Now if you want your general ledger balances, in today's requirement in practical world, the companies now don't need the general ledger balances only on the basis of company code. They need the the GL account balances on the basis of different parameters. Like they want it on the basis of business area. If they're not using the business area, they want it on the basis of cost center or profit center. They want it on the basis of the segments. It could be functional areas. So on what different parameters they need their general ledger accounting balances, all those options have been provided within this new report for understanding the practical scenarios of the growing businesses. So within this, you can select the business area if you want. Like suppose I select the business area as PA01. I want to see the GL account balances only where the business area PA01 is used. Moving down, now we can go and we can select the fiscal year for which you want to look for, and the period. So the period I am taking up is 01/2/10. That is from period 1 till period 10. So this is how you need to execute a report. So this is, I have taken up the currency type, then the company code. The business area, if you want to take, you can have it, or you can leave it blank as well. Then moving down, the ledger, fiscal year, then period from and to, and now we can execute this report. So you can see now once it has been executed, it shows you the balances. As of now, there is no record selected. That means the business area doesn't have any records as of now. So let's take the business area off, and now executing it again. So you can see now on the screen in front of you for the company code level, these are the different balances which has been reflected on the screen. So it shows you the ledger account is over here, the description. There is a balance carry forward, then there is a balance from previous period, then there is a cumulative balances, debit and credit. So a lot of list of information has been provided to you. Similarly, if you go back and I execute this report on the basis of, suppose, the profit center 1100 to 1190. So this particular profit center represents one particular plant. So I want to have the ledger account balances for that particular plant. I can put the profit centers over here. So now executing it for that particular plant 1, you can see that this particular report is for the plant 1, that is the profit center 1100 to 1190. So this shows you that now you are not restricted to have your trial balances only for the company level. You can have your trial balances for a particular plant or a particular division or a particular region as well. So this is one of the helpful report which has been provided by SAP. Similarly, there are other report as well from the SAP side. So these are some of the important reports which have been used on a day-to-day basis, and furthermore you can explore out of it. You will find number of different more reports which can be used on a daily basis from your side. Most of the reports works on the same way as we have checked these few of those reports over here on the screen. So this is what is all about the general ledger accounting part, where we have executed all the unit testing, all the business transactions over here related to the general ledger accounting to check whether all the customizations or the configurations are up to the mark. And we have executed number of reports as well, so as to show you how the reports are executed and some of the common report which has been used on a day-to-day basis in the business scenarios. So that is it in the general ledger accounting part. Thank you. Take care.